And the next question is, when is human trafficking going to stop? And I will say, when the world reaches harmony, when the world actually chooses, or you choose to become an advocate for that. Remember, there are people that do that every single day. It is their job to ensure that there is less of the human trafficking happening. When you look at human trafficking would be working for a massive company. You know what I mean? Like, human trafficking can happen in so many different ways. So there's degrees, I would say. But all the things, because somebody can just get into a long list of, what about this? What about that? The moment we become the moving force with the resources to begin to hamper those scenarios being profitable for those who are carrying them out. A large display, and this is not something that humanity is not capable of, but a large display of spiritual wherewithal, meaning a direct display that we actually do have spirits, would be a good process on the path of recovery for many people that are carrying out certain deeds, that are helplessly believing that there is nothing else in all of this. The cycle in itself, like just going in circles, the beginning of your consciousness. Imagine how long a fly lives. And let's say certain other organisms, imagine how long they live and in what state of mind they actually live in. So you're talking about a fully integrated field. You've built spaces, and we've built spaces that are free of the kind of things that we feel like are counterproductive to our growth. Human trafficking, whatever it is, because there's a long list, right? So what Earth, as I've seen thus far, is a space that contains every single energetic vibration. And when you're on a certain frequency, it becomes very difficult to understand why that another frequency is doing what it's doing, and why it's behaving like it's behaving, and what's caused that. And there's some pretty, let's say, low or distorted frequencies down there. You see what I mean? But I would say that every misconnection, every child that's not gotten to, every man or woman that's left behind and never paid attention to, every person that went hungry, all of those different scenarios that you're seeing in the world, all of that is the result of the cause and effect. So again, trying to get on the hero program, I'm going to go save the world from doing everything. I think it's more important for us to truly realize what the world is, and how, meaning that what it is on a spiritual level, and how it's also, because that brings a lot of seriousness to your existence. When you started processing some of the major things that are happening here, the atrocities, if you may, it becomes something for the person who loads that, let's say, pays attention to that, believes in that. It could be a driving force for them to create change. And it could be also for them a discovery themselves of their own courage, their own uniqueness, etc., through that process of wanting to do something about that purpose. So it's a lot in there. You see what I mean? And that's where the wisdom comes in. That's where the elders come in, because that's like a child asking, why is the pet die? Why didn't the pet just live forever? There's so much more depth that has to go into our existence. But make no mistake, with us processing things in the reality from Instagram, Snapchats, and all that kind of stuff, that's the opposite direction. That's why you get less empathy, right? It's like, okay, well, that's not important. That's too big of a problem to solve. But you have some powerful people that are not only here on the planet right now, becoming aware, waking up themselves. So those powerful situations that are gearing themselves up for change will be their missions, and it will be what they create their own character through. So, very interesting, deep things going on with Earth. It's like sitting down with the wisest, most vast entity, and the only reason why you're asking why is that happening, is because you don't know. You see, and so it's deep stuff.